way, what we do every day in here. First, start talking about what the ISPO is, what the bonuses are that you can get, and then we can jump on into our daily topic if it's okay with you, bro.
Yeah, yeah, happy to do so. So, yeah, we for everybody that's joining us, that joins us every day or constantly, we always do a small intro of what ISPOs are for people that are new, and some people are also listening to the recordings in Twitter and YouTube. So we always do a brief description, right? So ISPOs stand for Initial State Pool Offering, right? A state pool is essentially a validator of the Cardano network, right? So the blockchain needs, a lot of people validating it to be decentralized instead of just one provider. So the way that these validators get to be chosen, right, to mint blocks is with a proof of stake algorithm as opposed to the proof of work that we have on Bitcoin. And to do proof of stake, you need to, as the name says, stake tokens, right? In Cardano, it's ADA. In Polkadot, it's DOT, and so forth. So you can stake your own tokens, right? Like, for example, DEGA set up a stake pool, a validator node, and we have our own tokens there. But there's also this concept called delegation, right? So people are delegating their data to us, which boosts our, let's say, voting power within the network, right? So the more we get delegated, the more blocks we mint, the more ADA rewards we get from the Cardano network. So usually the validators and stake pools split those rewards. They keep like the stake pool keeps about like 5% and then gives the rest to the delegators pro rata. Depending on how much data you delegated, you get the respective amount of rewards. But in an ISPO, we set our fee to 100, so we keep 100%. Well, it's actually 99%. So we keep 99% of the ADA rewards, right? And in exchange for that, we reward people with our DEGA token, right? So when we give out DEGA rewards, essentially, you are taking part in supporting two networks, right? You're supporting us as a project, and you're supporting the Cardano network's security. So that's essentially how an ISPO works. This allows projects to bootstrap, engage with the community, and also, create kind of like this compounding effect of both growing the existing ecosystem, which is Cardano, and the new one, which is DECA. So that's in essence what ISPOs are about. It's like a smarter way to do airdrops in that sense. And on that note, it's actually good news. Like we crossed the 27 million ADA mark, right, in the first 4 weeks. So not bad.
That's huge.
Yeah, yeah, not bad at all. We keep growing every day. We have more partnerships to be announced, and we're going to be doing the Polkadot ISPO very shortly, right? We will announce the dates in the coming weeks. But yeah, exciting times.
So remind to invite your Polka friends to this. I think it's a new experience for the Polkadot ecosystem,
Yeah, yeah, it'll be
isn't it?
it'll be the first ISPO in Polkadot.
Yeah, we gotta explain it really well because for people that are not from the Cardano community, we will be creating a lot of content explaining how it works and what it is about. But I love it, Carlos. This is the first multi-chain ISPO in history. How do you feel like being the leader of that? This is a game changer for all.
Yeah, no, it's really a privilege, right? When you're kind of like the first project to do something, and people are joining and having faith in what you're doing with that. That is a great experience, let's say, because it's kind of like being the custodian of this person's first engagement in the industry, and that's very, very valuable and important for us to get right. So, some people have joined Telegram, Discord, and said, "Hey, I'm new to blockchain." Like, they're not only new to Dega, new to Cardano. They're like, "I'm new to blockchain. What do I do to be part of the ISPO?" Right? So, to be able to have that type of privilege truly does feel special, right? To be like the first project that somebody's engaging with.
So, but two things here because, okay, so multi chain ISPO will be a game changer, especially for the new chains coming into this world, but also a game changer for everyone joining the DEGA project because DEGA is about enabling everyone to also access this technology in the future. So
Hmm.
it's a really big deal, Carlos.
It is, and that's why we keep encouraging people to join the DECA tribes, right? Because we'll be supporting the tribes in having their own ISPOs, right? After we do ours, and even some of our partners, our technology partners, have expressed a desire to do ISPOs on other blockchains. So that's something that we're going to be opening up to everybody.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and I think it opens the door for another way of fundraising and supporting projects that you like. And I can see myself, especially for games that you want to see happen and that you want to see created, and they have cool teams. Kind of like being early cornucopias with an ISPO would be my dream.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
but but it's not the only way to get Dega tokens, is it?
Yeah, there's also we also have the competitions, right? Well, you just mentioned the daily challenge. We also have within the tribes, right, competitions between them in gaming tournaments, and there'll be many other ways to go about it as well as we go forward. Like many ways that you can support the Data project, not necessarily only by doing staking. They will reward you with Data tokens as well.
I think because that's part of your philosophy here is everyone gets a chance to participate, even if you don't have money to stake or money to put in whatever. You can do it with your talent. You can do it with your, how do you say, abilities and what you love to do.
Yep.
So I think that's really cool, and that's part of the your philosophy of democratizing access to the future tools of creation.
Yeah, it is. Like that's what we call play your way, right? We talked briefly about it in our blog in the sense that, whatever you want to, however you want to support a project, we're gonna allow you to do so, right? And that's the play your way philosophy. And it's gonna be part of our gaming philosophy as well, right? So we're not play to earn, we're not pay to earn or I mean pay to win or any of those things. It's like play your way. It's about doing things however you feel like it, right? Like you want to join a game and just have fun, you can do so. You want to join a game and be part of the economic activity taking place there, you can also do that, right? It's like life, right? In life you have many ways to go about how you want to, build out your future.
And I love it because you always say that Dega is kind of like an RPG where you're your own character you can develop, and I love
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm getting extended on off-topic things, and our main topic is what happened on Friday. I with Metacard.
Hey, you were having a ball on Friday, man. You were super happy.
Dude, I was. It was kind of like a dream come true, bro.
Yeah, you brought Tega and Eugenia together. How do you feel about that?
Dude, it was magical because these are two companies I'm really passionate about. I love gaming, and I joined Dega because I really believe in what we're building and how we're building it, and meeting the team and it's been incredible. And I'm working with like one of the some of the smartest people and more prepared people on the planet. I think even like I come from working with big projects with big talents, but I've never been with a team like this, and I'm loving it. And the same is for Eugenia. I've been helping them and advising them for a long time because they're really talented guys
Yep.
creating really good technology.
How
So it
did
was
you
just
meet
like
them?
I'm part. I'm mentor. I mentor acceleration, tech acceleration programs, and I'm also kind of like, how do you say, jury,
Uh-huh.
and selecting the projects that are gonna get accelerated and are gonna get investment and all that.
Uh-huh.
And they pitched, and the first time they pitched to get into the Mass Challenge Acceleration Program, I flipped. I was like, they were doing the pitch, and I was like, these guys are really amazing, and they don't know it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when they pitched it, it's like they don't know like how big they can be and how big they already are. It's like they're so humble, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. There's a
so
lot
we
of
started
projects. There's a lot of projects out there in the market fundraising with like 5% of what Eugenia already has.
exactly. And then I started advising them, on strategy, on go to market, on how to build consumer products and the storytelling of everything. But then I decided to go to Mexico and meet them face to face, and it only confirmed what I already knew. It's like, and they even showed me what they were developing, like regarding the algorithms, the face recognition to kind of like reflect emotions and create real connections in the digital world. And I was like,
Hmm.
these guys are like 2 steps ahead of
Yeah.
what everyone is doing right now.
Yep.
So when I met DEGA, I was like, DEGA and Eugenia, it's meant to happen, bro. you know, this
Yep.
is the future of gaming. How is not gonna happen? So
Yeah.
that's when
Yeah.
I told you about them and what happened there when you met them actually.
Yeah, we went through their offices. They showed me all the tech that they have there for you doing capturing um, of people's like photogrammetry and then turning that into 3D avatars and then how they do the mocap thing. And yeah, very, very cool stuff. Um, so let's do a quick recap of what happened on Friday, right? So essentially, we were discussing with everybody, introducing Eugenia's project to the DEGA community. Eugenia, it'd be great if you can link their website as we're talking right now on the space, in case anybody wants to go and check them out. These guys have done avatars for FIFA, right? They've done avatars for Horizon 3, very popular game as well. And basically, we will be working to bring their technology to Web3, right? So people can access and use their um, avatar generation tech to own their own digital assets, right, in the blockchain. So on our side, we're very highly specialized in blockchain protocols. So that's kind of like the support that we're bringing to them, and the support that they're bringing to us is basically they're going to be our prime partner for avatar generation for all of the games and metaverses that we're working with, right? Because as we move forward, DEGA is about providing all the tools that you need to build out your games. But we can't, and we don't want to do everything, right? We need teams that are highly specialized in their own fields to be able to provide high quality products and services. So Henia will be the prime avatar provider for everything happening in DEGA, and yeah, and that's basically what we're talking about. And then we had a special guest there, which was Metacan.
yeah.
Metacan is my virtual self, and yeah, he basically the only thing is his voice was a little bit weird. We need to tweak that up, but yeah, basically showcasing how in real time you can literally wear a digital avatar, right? And then Metacan even did a Fortnite style dance there for everybody. And I know you enjoyed that one for sure. Uh, but
yeah.
yeah, and basically we're just discussing potential use cases, right, of the technology, stuff like having virtual podcast scenarios, having um, you know interactions in mixed reality with virtual production, and how we can do something like for a few $100, you could do the production that would normally cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So this is the type of technology that can allow small creators in emerging markets to be able to just use their phone to produce high-end quality, high-end Hollywood level quality productions.
I got a secret to tell you, Carlos.
Just make sure it's not
After,
spoiling something from Eugenia.
okay, no, 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 but after the live on Friday, which you people can also see it. It's minute 35. You see Metacan appearing, something like minute 35, 32, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed with those guys. I stayed with Metacan. I hung out with Metacan for a little while. We worked on the voice. That's one of the things we did. But also we worked on the dance steps. You know, it's on some dance moves. And I think there might be some cool dance moves coming from Metacan soon.
What? He's already out of control, man. Come on. We're just
I,
starting
I,
off.
I, I know there was an argument between you two for who control what.
Yeah, he can take control of the digital part. I'll
Okay,
just live in the physical space.
but I remember you said that, and I'm gonna hang out more with Metacan to create cool stuff. But one of the things, bro, that I wanted to bring to the table is remember we had a contest. We had a contest during the event.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
had two prizes. We had one of from DEGA and one from Eugenia.
yeah. So who won? Who? Yeah, well, the Eugenia Prize is the cool one, which is like they're going to turn whoever won, they're gonna give them their own avatar, right? Their own 3D virtual self. So who won that one?
I'm just gonna say before I announce it, I think I'll announce it at the end. Let's announce it at the end. This is almost like if you go full price in the industry, this is a $20,000 prize.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
So
gotta put that price tag. No, come on. We gotta make a banner and put that price tag on that announcement.
I asked him, I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, okay,
Damn.
this I want to win that shit. I want that prize for me. It's a huge prize.
Mm-hmm.
So I for everyone, we're gonna announce it. It will be announced from the people that were in the live, that were present in the live,
Mm-hmm.
and what the winner gets is 1,000 DEGA tokens and the session for a full scan in the Eugenia labs in Mexico to develop and get your how do you say, your digital twin avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the same technology used for the One Piece series in Netflix, is the same technology using for the FIFA games by EA, by Electronic Arts, is the same. Carlos just said it for Horizon, the game. So this is high end avatar making. So it's a huge prize for whoever won it. So
Beautiful.
I'm not gonna say the name yet, but the other thing is, remember, people, we have questions and answers always at the end. So if you want to ask any question, bring it here in the comments and just ask it away. But Carlos, I do have a personal question for you.
Yep. Go for it.
How did it feel to interact, kind of like looking at yourself in a virtual world and interacting with you? That, I don't know, that's weird because I've acted before, and I always do cameos. We used to do cameos in my production, so you see yourself in the screen and it's weird. You feel weird hearing you, looking at yourself in another character, but talking to you, actually having a conversation with your digital twin, that has to be special or weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never felt weird by watching myself in a video or in a photo. I mean, now that we have social media, we post ourselves constantly, right? And we get to see ourselves constantly. But the live interaction, that is different, right? And yeah, I would say that the word there is uncanny, right? Like and it's a word that is used constantly around the subject of AI and metaverses, right? It's an uncanny experience. Um, but yeah, it is. It is like because your brain is like freaking out a little bit. It's like, wait, you're not me. I'm me. How can you be me, right? That's kind of like what your subconscious is telling you. Even though you know it's a virtual reproduction, your senses can't avoid but to feel that, right? Because it's not conventional. So yeah, it is indeed a very unique sensation.
Yeah, and one of the things with this is, Carlos, are there any plans on bringing this technology to the consumer space?
I mean,
Like,
that is
I
something.
know Web3. Sorry, go ahead.
What do you mean Web3?
No, I know we're already bringing it to the Web3 space, but what happens with the consumer? Like my avatar, my hero NFT from DEGA, it would be a dream.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's part of the vision, right? At least for us in DEGA, it's always been part of the vision. To empower everybody in emerging markets. I know that Eugenia wants to do that. I'm not sure how it'll be in the roadmap. As you know, the scans that we're doing with them are of the highest quality, right? Because there's already some apps out there that you can use to kind of like scan yourself with mobile devices. So, I mean, technically speaking, this technology, a version of this technology is available to consumers, but it's not nearly at the level of quality that these guys do, right? Like as you mentioned, they do the captures for One Piece in Netflix, right? So the highest level possible. So, to be able to reach that level for a consumer in a smartphone, I think there's still some work to be done in the tooling, but it is something that I know that they've mentioned that they want to do. We'll have to see how fast it can be delivered, right? Because it'll involve neural network training and a lot of testing on mobile devices, right?
Yeah, they were talking about that now it's possible to do motion capture with 2, 3 iPhones, and that's a step forward. That's a huge
Hmm.
step forward, I think. So that will be, but then is like capturing. Their goal is to capture the emotions and create real connections, and I think that's in the details. In the details, so that the AI they're developing and all this facial recognition of emotions and all things, I think that will take some time, but it will be amazing to see it happen.
Yep, indeed.
And how do you see this type of technologies? Because I know there's more partnerships that are coming. I'm not gonna give them away, but I'm not gonna say who they are. But what kind of other partnerships that you think connect with this will be coming or should be coming to Dega?
I think it's a no-brainer to fit it in with all the gaming and metaverse partnerships and relations that we've built out, right? So, um, in again in the metaverse world, a lot of people will like to join in as themselves, right? And this will even be much more, let's say, accessible once we start having better and cheaper headsets, right? So with the Apple headset, this type of technology can lead into a very powerful experiences, right? Because that thing tracks your entire movements, right? So if you combine it with a very realistic avatar of yourself, that means that you'll be able to join in a virtual world and move, and you'll be able to see the virtual world. And as you interact with it, the headset will capture your movements and it'll showcase them within that space, right? So then you and I could have a conversation in which we're inside a virtual world and we're interacting with 3D objects around us in spatial computing, right? And we can have virtual cameras capturing that, and that can be streamed live. So that's a new level of production, right? But to be able to do that, you need to have those headsets which are somewhat expensive for consumers, right? I think it was 3,000 or 2,500, something like that. So for this to be like widespread, well, it depends also by what we mean by widespread. I'd say if I don't know if 20 million people around the planet are using this technology, that could be considered widespread, right? And we could even have some, let's say, shared usage, right? Like with DEGA, we definitely want to create centers where people can go and try out this technology if they can't buy it. So even if it cost us, even if it cost a little bit more than just using your phone, it would still put again the power of hundreds of thousands of dollars into something that could cost you $200 or $300, right? So it's still something that opens up the door for a wider amount of people to use. So that's kind of like how I feel that we'll go about it. And then someday we will be having headsets that are a few $100s, right? They'll cost the same thing as a mobile phone, and then it'll be truly groundbreaking in that sense, right? But in the meantime, we'll still be able to push forward many new creative projects that would have been impossible otherwise.
Yeah, unlocking the mic. I'm not doing again. If you don't get any noise from when you're talking from my side, I won't mute myself again because it takes forever to unmute. But Carlos, one of the technologies that I heard you talk about in some of the meetings with these partnerships that we're not gonna mention and not I'm not allowed to mention is the ability to stream high-end metaverses and high-end games from the cloud to your phone, so you don't have to download it. It all happens in the cloud, but it's streamed like a Netflix film, so you can actually interact. And they have these algorithms that read your movement and can upload in like forward and predict where you're going to move and what you're going to do, so everything is pre-uploaded, so the experience becomes a high-end experience with just the internet on any phone. So you want to talk about a little bit about what would that allow us to have in the liquid reality plans that we're bringing? And let's not, I know I cannot mention any names, so I'm not giving away, but I know that technology is part of your democratizing of all of these tools. So
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we did talk about this on Friday, right? So we mentioned a use case in which, for example, you could have a virtual studio production for a podcast, right? So, like I've had to record podcast episodes while I'm traveling, right? And then the audio isn't as good as it should be, the lighting isn't as good as it should be, the scenery isn't as great as well, and with let's say a virtual server in which you're using, say, Unreal Engine 5 and you're rendering on the cloud, you could use a virtual avatar version of yourself, right? And then just use your laptop's camera or something like that, or your phone, and capture your movements, right? And then you could use that to capture your movements and reproduce them in that virtual world in the cloud, right? So it looks like you're really there. But now, since you're in a virtual server, right, you can have as many virtual cameras as you want, as many virtual lights as you want. You can set up the background to be whatever you want. You could even post production, add a few screen, or actually, you don't even need post production because you can just live, right, set up a background and showcase stuff there, kind of like the Joe Rogan podcast, right, that they have a screen and they put stuff there. So you could do that all from a laptop. And with AI, you can do a little bit cleaning on your audio. So you can turn something that's just a laptop and an audio with a virtual server, right? You can turn that into a very high quality production, right, with two or more people, and then either pre-record it and then post stream it and or stream it live, right? Like whatever you want to do. But the point is that since you have virtual cameras, you could do a close up on both of the people talking there. You could switch between what they're saying and what's being presented on the screen. You could showcase both of them, with the background, whatever you want, right? Like it becomes like you have infinite possibilities in that sense, right? There's nothing that's limiting your capabilities to be able to make anything happen, right? Unlike the physical world. So that's just an example of something that doesn't exist that would require hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you wanted to do that in the physical world, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to get it done. And now, thanks to technology like the one Eugenia is building and other companies, you could do it for, say, $200, right? So that's going to open up a whole new universe, right? Because right now, a creator in, here in Costa Rica or in Guatemala might not be able to compete with the level of studios that you can have in Hollywood, right, or in New York or in Miami. But with technologies like this, you could, right? It would cost you a few $100, and you could basically do Hollywood level productions, right? With technology like the one that Eugenia is building.
Even for the strike, it could end the strike. I was talking to the Eugenia guys about it. It was like they're fighting because they're being scanned to be AI characters, and they're only paying for the day of the scan. So there was a massive fight, and I was like talking to Eugenia. It's like, guys, you could be the digital agents of all the Hollywood stars and have them scanned and represent them
Yeah,
to the studios or any other project.
yeah. I mean, there's always going to be friction when there's new technologies. I think that there's no doubt that some people are being taken advantage of, but that's all about being business savvy, right? That's always going to happen. Listen, if you are naive and you go into things that you don't understand without being properly advised, then yeah, you're screwed. That's just no way around that. And that can happen anywhere. That is not a Hollywood thing, right? That is everywhere thing. Like go to your mechanic to fix your car, right? Like if he tells you that you need to replace a part that is hugely expensive, right? And you just like, oh yeah, just do it, right? I mean, it might be true, it might not be true. So, that's why everything that we do in business has to be trust based, and ideally, you have to be well advised, right? So, yeah, they can definitely support creators and artists on that side to, not get the short end of the stick in the deal. And at the same time, there's also other things that are going to be happening, right? Because, for example, as you've seen with generative AI, you could just generate a human now, right? Like you can generate a
Yeah.
very high quality looking human that doesn't exist. It's completely original. You can generate that person, and then through the mocap technology, anybody can just be that person in the digital space, right? And you can generate a whole character around them and a whole brand around them, and that kind of thing well, it's already happening, right? There's already AI based models, right? And they're already making millions of dollars. So I think that that's probably inevitable as we move forward. So that's the other side of the coin, right? So if people don't want to adapt to the new technologies, then some of those technologies will just pass them by, right?
But I've been trying to do that actually. I've been trying to nerf AI generated images
Mm.
to nerf them out, So it hasn't been successful yet because I need to go around, kind of like create like a two or three 360 shots of the character going around high, mid, and low, and generating that consistency with AI generated images is still a challenge, but it's getting close. Trust me, it's getting close. It still looks weird, but it's getting there.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
gonna get there
It's
for
gonna
sure.
get there for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's like literally,
Mhm.
literally hundreds of billions of dollars going into making that a reality.
If you like what Nvidia is doing, it's just mind blowing. Just
Yeah.
mind blowing.
You'll be able to do it with
And
one GPU in the future, right? Like one consumer grade GPU will be able to render an entire virtual production studio, right?
Yep. And that's good news for us in DEGA.
Yeah, for not it's not for us, right? It's for everybody,
For
right? In the
everyone.
sense that we're providing the tools so that everybody can access this type of technology and basically unleash what's in their imagination, right? The things that will limit you in the future won't be your budget. Right now, we're extremely limited by our budgets, right? Like even if you have this great story that you want to tell or this great visuals that you want to create, right now, if you don't have the money to get it done, that's it, right? The world will never see what's in your mind. But as we move forward with lowering prices of this type of technology, then everybody will be able to express themselves.
Imagine this. I think it's something similar. So with DEGA, you're gonna get the ability to launch your own ISPO, build your community around it, and finance your game. You're gonna have tools and partners that will allow you to build way, way, way cheaper than that, and focus on growing and focus on the dynamics, the gameplay, and the community and the tribe around it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a change, kind of like when the printing press came out. Before, old books had to, you had hundreds of escribas. How do you say scribes?
Mm-hmm. Scribes.
Copying one book. But then Gutenberg came and said, "Nah, let's just press it. Bam, bam, bam." I
Yeah.
think it's similar to that. The change that Deg is bringing to the table. I don't know if that's putting too much pressure on you, but that's the way I see it.
No, it is. It is because and it's also comparable to something, let's say, that we have a little bit closer, right? Let's say Instagram, right? Like basically, the mobile phone and Instagram have made everybody a broadcaster of photography in that sense. So, photography used to be this highly specialized career that you had to take, and to be fair, right? If you want to take great pictures, you probably still need to learn a few things. But now with an iPhone and a few um, gadgets that you can add to it, you can get a pretty damn good quality photo, and you can tweak it very quickly with tooling you know, uh, on a laptop that's a few $100s, right? So now, before, you needed to spend tens of thousands of dollars to get high quality equipment. That now you can do that with, maybe $2,000 or something around that, right? So I mean, you still have to spend some money, but it's way lower, right? So what we're doing now with Dega is like, on top of that, we're saying, well, we're going to support you in building out your community, your tribe, getting your ISPO rolling, having access to the tooling from your mobile phone to be able to either, monetize it via tokens, NFTs, or whatever it is that you're going to have. You could also use a conventional subscription model and start building out your brand, your content, your game, right? And with the integrations of technologies like Eugenia, what NVIDIA is doing, it'll get exponentially cheaper as time goes by, right? So eventually you'll have people creating the equivalent of, AAA games with, right now a AAA game is probably around $100 million, right? That's the amount of money that these guys are spending. So we won't be able to bring that to $400, right? But you could probably, instead of $100 million, you'll be able to do it with 1 million or 500,000. So small studios will be able to make great productions, right? And that's if you're targeting something like a AAA level of quality, right? If you're doing something like, a pixel-based game, or if you're doing a low poly game, right? With Unity, you can, get rolling with one or two devs and build out a pretty cool game very quickly already, right? Some games that don't even need a GPU, that you can run on a CPU. So it's already happening, right? Everything that we're talking is not that it's gonna happen, it's happening right now. And on our side, what we want to provide again is the blockchain infrastructure and the integrations with all of these great companies, so that you just have to go to one place and have everything you need to get started.
And it's all AI driven, and because all this technology is AI driven, so
AI driven
is
is something that will disappear as a phrase, because it's like saying, like, nobody today would say, oh, look at our tech, it's internet driven. I mean,
mm,
obviously, obviously it's internet. Like, what doesn't have internet right now, right? You don't think about it. Like, it's not something I would pitch to somebody, right? Like, hey guys, we're doing a tech company, and by the way, we're integrating the internet to it. You'd be like, I mean, what the hell are you talking about? But it's like, of course, you have to have the internet. Like, how would you not have internet in it, right? And that's the same thing that's going to happen with AI and with blockchain, right? Right now we put blockchain a lot out there, right, to make sure that people understand that we're using decentralized protocols and digital assets that live on a ledger and stuff like that. But that'll disappear, right? And AI will also disappear. So in the future, you won't say, "Hey, I'm doing a game that's blockchain based," or "Hey, I'm doing an AI game." I mean, everybody will be like, "Of course!" Like, how else would you do a game if not with AI and blockchain? I mean, that's obvious. That's how it'll be in the future.
Well, as a
So that connects.
as an AI.
Hey!
Oh, jeez.
No, you cannot jump like that, Rabbit.
Good
We
morning.
gotta announce you, bro.
Good morning, everyone.
That's not way to come into this server, bro.
Well, I
it's
hear AI, and it's like, I want to back up Carlos here, and like, AI, AI itself, it's like, AI has already been integrated with our technology. AI is an old concept, and it's like, if you have familiarity with any kind of like enterprise software or anything like that, when you look at something like a knowledge base, or even the way that search is done today, there's tons of
Yep.
AI in there, but you don't say, I've integrated this with AI. You say, I'm going to go search the web. So it's like this term AI has taken on a specific form of AI, which is also going to become quickly invisible in our work streams and in our fun streams. So it's like I have to completely back Carlos up on that.
5 seconds of silence.
Well, that's just to make you uncomfortable.
I know. It's like I hate silence. Don't do that, bro. No, but it is completely. But and actually, I read what Peter Diamandis said about the future of companies, and there's gonna be two types of companies: the ones that have AI and the ones that don't exist. So I think that
Everyone's got
kind of connects with what you're saying.
everyone's got AI. Okay, so when guys like Peter get up there and say that kind of stuff, he's not being entirely truthful. To be honest with you, there are better futurists to listen to about this kind of technology. He's just popular, um, as that happens.
He is popular.
So it's like, what we're doing at DEGA when we say we're integrating with AI. It's like we're still using all the old. It's actually called GoFi, GOFAI, good old fashioned AI. We're still using all the good old fashioned stuff. It's just whitewashing AI as part of the generative technologies. It's a new type of AI. It's a new application of AI that we can now do because there's been certain breakthroughs, and and computer sizes are big enough to be able to do this stuff. But even generative AI and the theory behind generative AI goes back to the 1950s.
Yep.
50s.
Yeah.
You said 50s?
50s.
Yeah.
It goes back to the 1950s. We've fundamentally understood um, the technology behind deep neural networks and deep discrete neural networks for a very long time. I mean, they were even talking about neural networks back in Star Trek in the 90s when Data's brain, when they were talking about Data's brain.
Yeah.
We knew about this. We've always known about this stuff. The reason we got addicted to the good old fashioned AI is because it was highly efficient and we could fit it inside of the computers that we had at the time. But as the computers got bigger and more capable, we were able to start applying these new types of algorithms inside of those environments. So it's not magic. We've known about it for a long time. It's just that now that it's touched the public, it seems like it's new, but it's not.
I mean, I would say the new thing is, the scale of it, right?
Scaling
Because
it.
you had Perceptron, which was a one layer Perceptron, and that was like very limited. So now we have billions, and some people are even playing around with trillions of parameters. So the scale of the data, the scale of the architecture is what has changed, and that allows for emergent properties, right? Just like, for example, if you
Correct.
have one molecule of water, if you have one molecule of water, it's still water, but it can't do a wave, right? You need to have multiple molecules of water and a few other conditions to be able to have a wave phenomenon within that body of water. And that's essentially what we're doing with the current deep neural network systems, right? You're having a whole bunch of neural nets and layered on top of each other and a whole bunch of data. And then that is given rise to the phenomenon that we're calling, modern AI.
But one question there. So there was the molecule of water. You couldn't cause the waves. When is the tsunami coming?
Well, hopefully we mitigate that. But these generative types of technologies, what tends to happen is, you think of this type of, like what Carlos was talking about, multiple. We were really, what we've done over like the last, because to be honest with you, the theory of this even goes back before the 50s. I don't want to get too historical here, but sometimes you have to. It's like we started down the generative path probably about in the 20s, and then there's this slow upswing of generative like technologies that were starting to be born, and then World War II happened in 2022, and that knocked us off the generative path for decades because we needed to be efficient to be able to win the war. So we really doubled down on all the other types of AI and all the other types of techniques. But now that that is past, we're coming back to those types of thinking. But that type of thinking in crypto actually takes advantage of that. Decentralized technologies and having emergent properties inside of your network is a property of decentralization in crypto. So these multiple, you as an individual trader, it was used to be controlled by these large trading shops, but you as an individual trader working together with other traders or working together with other people in a decentralized format, new types of relationships inside of organizations appear. So it's like here at DEGA, we are an individual project, but we're gaining a lot of power from working with other projects that you wouldn't be able to do if you were still thinking about it in the old world, kind of like keep data and keep relationships really siloed. So that kind of thinking is expanding to other parts of our ecosystem as well. And to be quite honest with you, it's going to save as a species because we can't do that old stuff anymore. We can't do that old type of thinking anymore without in the econ world, they're called externalities. Those externalities are starting to come back and bite us. Our old models in fiat, our old models in how we model our economy, all those things, they had externalities associated with them, meaning that they were ignoring the wave for the particle.
Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty good analysis. Though I do not want to digress that much deeper into that
No, well,
detailed
that's me. Sorry.
systems conversation, but
No, but I'm
it,
learning. I'm learning, and I guess there's people here that already know about it. But also, I think it's learning, and
it is a very interesting conversation. But we're coming up short with the time here, so I don't know if you
oh
want to
yeah,
move with the with the winners.
I
Yeah,
won the
sorry. Rather,
winners,
rather
and
like rather like comes in and like completely like rugs everybody on systems thinking and epistemology and all that stuff.
yeah,
Who
no,
are the
but I love it.
winners?
I love it. We gotta leave it for another moment. But I do have one question that was asked in the server. Like we have no questions here, and I love that that is not happening anymore. But there are questions here that it would be cool so if we can answer them. So one of the questions was about changing wallet. Like I bought my NFT with one wallet and I have the staking in another wallet. Can I change it?
Yeah, yeah, we'll be releasing a feature for you to be able to switch that soon.
Okay, perfect. So that's coming. So my friend from Brazil, I forgot the name that asked that question. It is coming. So just so you know. So let's announce the winners. You wanna jump onto that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the winner, we have the daily challenge winner from that we have to announce. The winner of the 1000 Dega token is Daniel. Daniel with a lot of numbers. Congratulations. You're the winner of the Saturday challenge and you get 1000 Dega tokens. The Dega community is getting in touch with you, so you give all the details. So congratulations. I think that's a great win. And now we have the big announcement from Friday event, the AMA between Carlos and Hans from Eugenia. And the winner takes 1,000 Dega token and a $20,000 prize on getting scanned by the same technology of FIFA, One Piece in Netflix, Horizon, the Horizon 4 thread is a huge prize. And the winner is, and I know this one. The winner is, should we play some music for that or some like, the winner is just my two Satoshis, the creator of the Katoshi. Just my
Katoshi.
two. Yeah, he created the Katoshi. I don't know if you've seen it in our.
Yeah.
Katoshi is always talking about Dega. I love Katoshi. Yeah, but the winner is just my two Satoshis. Congratulations. You get the chance to get a full scan avatar hero in the Liquidverse by Eugenia Labs in Mexico. They have their scanning studio in Mexico, and of course, you gotta go there. But I don't know, maybe the community can help you get there, and you show us the whole process.
Yep. Yep. That would be cool, man.
Like
Yeah.
do a fundraise to take the two Satoshis to Mexico, and he has to stream all the process.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how we can help them out. But yeah, it's a great price, man. I mean, that's like Hollywood level scanning that you're gonna get there, right? So beautiful.
Is now Metacan and Satoshi and the two Satoshis, immortals.
Well, you're immortal too, man. They have you there scanned up.
Yeah, but I haven't seen myself as an avatar yet, so it's still not there. I didn't get the whole price.
Yeah.
No, but yes, you're going immortal. Just my two satoshis. Congratulations for winning this. I think it's amazing. Also, the 1,000 Dega tokens. Remember, talk to our community team and give us your details. So we have you. And I think that's it, guys. Anything you want to say, Mister Rabbit Carlos,
Rabbit.
before we go?
No, only just stay tuned. Those deep philosophical talks that I kind of like jumped into there. Freak and I get together and talk like that quite a bit. So if you want to learn about what's really going on and you want to know about that kind of stuff, the Freaky Rabbit Show, we've been trying to put it together for a week now. But that's something that we want to do.
You guys can take Friday, man, for that as well.
Yeah, we call it Freaky Friday. We want to do Freaky
Ooh,
Friday.
yay, Freaky Friday.
Nice.
Let's do it. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Freaky Fridays. Freaky Rabbit Fridays, actually. So, Okay, so see you tomorrow, everyone. Tomorrow, we have the space again. There will be more topics. We will talk about the announcements that are coming out today, and just be yourself. Go Deegan, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.